last. Hi, everybody. This is Teacher Momo coming to you from my teacher's desk here in lovely Los Angeles, my hometown. Yes, I have finally made it back home after 15 years of teaching abroad, living abroad, and traveling. No place like home, right? Well, I wanted to do a quick check in because I'm approaching 1 year of being an art teacher. I remember last Christmas time was when I gave my first winter camp, my first 5-day camp for drawing. I was super nervous. My confidence was so low. I think I did okay though. This was the drawing from last time, or Super Santa. As the classes went on, I gained more confidence, of course. And I think I did a pretty good job. It was easy for the students to understand. Now, in comparison to the Super Santas that I have been drawing this year, I think they're pretty similar. I'm not that consistent in the shape of Santa, but I am making him a little bit smaller and giving more room to do like a background and letting the students have more creative control about what background they want. Last time I was very rigid. I wanted them to follow the scene that I had created. But as I become more confident in my teaching ability as an art teacher, I'm realizing the most important thing is really for my students to have fun, for them to enjoy their artwork, and for them to be happy with the piece of art that they are producing. I have to say, I remember my very first class when she held up her piece of art for me to see. I was like, oh my God, she didn't do it exactly like I did. And she struggled with this and her eyes and her hair. And I was like, oh my God, the perfectionism came out in me. But she was so happy with it. And in that moment, I realized it's really true what people say about kids. They love their art. They see nothing wrong with their art. There's no imperfections with their art. They are very creative and very proud of the work that they are creating. And in realizing that, that really allowed me to be a better art teacher because I was able to help them create the piece of art that they had imagined, they had envisioned. And it wasn't about me having them create exactly what I was putting forth. This would help me, this reasoning would help me throughout my art classes during the year 2021. Because oftentimes my students would come to my art class and they just wouldn't want to listen to me. They wouldn't want to follow my instruction. They didn't want to draw what I was drawing. They didn't want to use my style of drawing. And it was very frustrating at the beginning because I'm like, hey, I created this lesson plan. Why don't you want to listen to me? My ideas are good. Your parents paid for me to teach you. But what I realized, parents were paying for an outlet for the students to have a space for them to express themselves creatively. And most of the parents didn't care if the students listened to me or didn't listen to me. They wanted them in my class for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and they wanted them to leave with a piece of artwork and for them to be happy during those 30 or 60 minutes. And so that opened me up to being able to step back and really allow students to have their freedom. So that's the biggest thing I learned in teaching art. I can't force my style of art, my style of drawing onto people. I just have to present this platform, this space, this shared 30-minute, 60-minute space. And if they choose to follow me, that's cool. If they choose not to, that's cool. And yeah, that's how I present my class. That's it. That's the biggest lesson for my first year of teaching art.